Hey everybody. I actually already recorded this video, but for reasons that I will explain in a minute, I'm re-recording. Oh my goodness, and the furnace turns on every time. I think that my voice is loud enough to overcome it, and I think that my camera is smart enough to ignore the sound of my furnace. So we'll see. I'm not gonna re-record, so this is what we get. So I just wanted to talk to you about a recent JetPens order that I made. I ordered 2 new fountain pens and my 2023 planner. So like I said, I already recorded this video last night. I could not sleep, high anxiety, and I thought maybe just coming out and chatting and kind of doing something that would make me feel comfortable would ease my anxiety a little bit, and it helped a little, but as much as I can apologize in a video for poor lighting, the situation was bad. So my lighting's not a lot better right now because it's almost 4 p.m. and it gets dark early. However, it is better than I think my midnight video. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and show you the 2 new fountain pens that I got, and I actually unfortunately will not be able to show you my putting together of my planner, but I will show it to you anyway. That footage was in the original video and unfortunately is too low quality for me to even just put it in here. So I will set that aside and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm going to talk about my 2 fountain pens. Now, right off the bat, I need to, and hopefully I don't lose any of you, I need to say I'm not going to be testing these out today. That will be in a future video, and the reason is, it is November 25th right now. And I got the Inkvent Advent Calendar. Let me just quickly grab it to show you. Okay, so it's huge. I can't show it to you all at once. I have a picture of it on my Instagram, I think. But it is the Diamine, the Inkvent calendar, and it comes with 25 bottles of ink, 24 12 milliliter bottles, and 1 30 ml. So I'm going to be doing this come December 1st. I am going to start opening them up, and I want to be able to test them out each day and kind of show off the different inks, either on Instagram, or I might do like a video series here. I might do Vlogmas, the kind of make a video every day in December. I'm not sure, but I would like to be able to use my pens for that. And so I've been going through and cleaning out all of my pens. I don't have a lot. These are the 3 that I have. This one is my oldest, this Schaefer pen. I don't have a converter for it, but I did purchase this ink refill injector kit, and these standard cartridges will fit in here, and so I could just use this to put a little in the cartridge and use this pen. And this is, I think, a fine tip. It says it's a fine tip. To me, that does not look like a fine tip, and I don't, if I remember, it's been a long time since I've written with this pen. This was one of the first pens I ever got. I think my mother-in-law gave it to me as part of some sort of like learn calligraphy kit. Yeah, so it says F. To me, that stands for like fine tip, but it's a 1 millimeter, which is, in my opinion, not. I have the Pilot Kakuno, which I really like. This one is a medium nib, and see, that one's much finer point. I also, in my JetPens order, finally ordered a converter for this guy. But I went and spent the last couple of evenings over the last week cleaning out my fountain pens just to get them all ready for the Advent. And this one is a Luoshi. Is that what we're called? I think I got this as a pen in, there was like a subscriber box that I got I think once or twice. And this pen might have been part of that. I don't know if this is like a super high quality pen. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that I really like it because it's got like this heavy barrel, this metal. And so it feels really nice in the hand. I think this is maybe like a medium or a medium fine nib. Anyway, I've spent the last week making sure all of my pens are cleaned out for Advent, and I bought 2 new pens. Now, this one was super heavily influenced by Keeks, from Keeks Postal Service here on YouTube, and I think that might also be her name on Instagram. I don't remember. And then this one, I had been seeing a lot about it on the JetPens site and decided to try this out as well. And then this is the converter for this one. So let me go ahead and open them. This is the Kaweco Sport. Oh, let me find my little packing slip. The Kaweco Frosted Sport Fountain Pen in Soft Mandarin. Now this pen is tiny. Let me just show you in comparison. This is the mini fountain pen converter from Kaweco. I apologize if I'm saying the name of that wrong. But it is baby in comparison. I didn't actually pay enough attention when I was ordering. I didn't realize that it was so tiny. So this one has a screw top lid, but it does nestle nicely in there. And a plastic barrel here. I purchased, I think this is the bold tip. Yeah, I purchased the bold tip for this one. And it comes with a blue ink cartridge. I'm going to set that aside and install the mini pen converter. This one does not have a screw style converter. It's just like a plunger, which I've never used that style before, and I've never actually seen that style. I've only seen the ones that have like a screw, or I haven't purchased one, but I want to try it out. It's got like a squeeze tip. I think it's from Pilot, and I think I'll try that out at some point. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not going to test out these pens today because I want to keep them clean. I don't want to have to clean them again, essentially. And I don't know where I have some samples of ink. I don't have any large bottles, but I have some little samples that I think came with this ages ago. And I just, from after moving and things like that, I don't know where they are. And I wasn't able to use this after moving because it was all dried out and gross and I couldn't find the new stuff. So anyway, so that is the Kaweco Sport. And then just a standard cartridge. So there's that. And then this one was heavily influenced by Keeks. This is the TWSBI ECO Glow Purple. I already removed this little label was on the end and I moved it down here. Yeah, TWSBI ECO, and it's the Glow Purple variety. So it comes with some just standard instructions on here. I'm going to have to do more research to understand the purpose of the wrench and the grease. The little bit that I kind of played with it last night when I was originally filming this, I'm still not really sure what it's for. But this just shows you the different directions to screw and unscrew the piston converter. And then this just gives you a little bit of guidance as to how to fill your pen, letting you know to wipe off the nib and feeder before you start writing so that you can get a cleaner writing situation. Disassembly, how to appropriately do that, and reassemble when cleaning. So it's just a cleaning guide here. And then this guy, I can't, oh, it does unscrew. Yes. Okay, so this one has a screw top lid as well. These two are my first with screw top lids. The rest all just have a pull off. I think that the purple spots are supposed to glow. I don't remember. I think this doesn't really sit on here super well, but it does. It does. Let's see. I don't know. I don't believe this is supposed to just like come apart usually. I'm going to have to read. Maybe I can pull it apart for cleaning, but in general, it's not meant to. And then here we counterclockwise to push it down in order to kind of empty out and flush out. And then this kind of raises up a little bit as you do that. And then to fill, you place this end in the ink and clockwise turn to pull up the ink. And as you do that, this tightens down again here. And then that becomes filled with ink. I purchased here's where it gets a little bit more Keek's recommendation. In a recent video, she had got, I think she'd purchased it might be the same model, but it was green. That's all I remember. I really like green too. But I didn't want to seem too much of a copycat. And also I enjoy purple as well. So, two reasons essentially. But I got the purple one, and it has the stub nib that she was raving about. Here's the thing. This calls itself a fine nib. 1 millimeter. I don't remember the millimeter conversions, but these nibs are, oh my gosh, I'm probably, can you see? Yeah, they're about the same width. It's hard to kind of have the camera focus on it because they're shiny. Yeah, I'm not sure where Schaefer gets off calling that a fine nib. Oh, yeah. But anyway, the stub nib, I'm excited to try that out. It's such a beautiful nib as well. Like, this is just so high quality. Anyway, so here's the TWSBI ECO Glow Purple in the stub nib. And again, I am so sorry to not try this out right now. I promise I will in one of the first Inkvent videos. I promise the first ones I do will be using these two new pens. So don't worry. You will see those either on Instagram or here on YouTube. Do you guys want me to do daily videos here for December? The kind of concept of Vlogmas, if you're not familiar, is lots of different communities on YouTube use it. But essentially you upload a video of some sort, whether it be a vlog or other type of content, whatever is your own personal niche. You upload a video every day of December leading up to Christmas, and they're not meant to be really long videos, but it kind of gives people the opportunity to get in a habit of doing videos. It is not terribly unlike Vlogtober, except for Vlogtober occurs in October, and the idea is to do it all 31 days, whereas Vlogmas is 25 days. And to me, it also, I think, can help bring a little bit of cheer to both the content creator and their viewers, because December can be a really difficult time for a lot of us, and myself included. And so, yeah, all that to say, what do you all think? Should I do a daily or almost daily video for the first 3.5 weeks of December? Let me know what you think. Let me show you my planner. So this took me a while to decide on my planner for 2023. I have been looking at several different ones, and JetPens website has a lot of different options, and I was looking through there for quite a while before finally settling on the Hobonichi Techo A6. So let me show you what that is. So the A6 is a small size. It is bigger than what is marketed as pocket size, but not by much. So the features that I am going to show you, because I already put this together and took every component out of its package and compiled it all together, I'm going to tell you what each feature is so that you understand which parts are purchased separately. This plastic cover that you can see on here is a very high quality, durable, protective plastic covering. That was purchased separately, and I don't remember the price, but it was around $6 to $8. This cloth cover and the book inside here, you can see that there's a book here. I think maybe I will remove that just so I can show you. Those are purchased together in this instance. Okay, I got that out. Let me remove this as well. This is a 4x6 postcard, and that was just in there to demonstrate the size of the overall product. So this planner and this cloth cover come together. The cover style, you can get this planner, I believe, separately. You can get the book separately, I think, each year. That way you can reuse your cover. But you can also purchase the cover with a planner each year if you like. There were a few pieces of literature tucked in when I got this. So I believe maybe these pieces of literature, or these pieces were tucked in these pockets. Somewhat like that, and then these ones were in the envelope, this envelope with this. So that's how it's packaged. I chose the cover. Here's just some details about this cover. I chose the cover that has, oh gosh, what is this one called? This one is called Eri Shimatsuka, which I believe is just the name of the designer, the textile designer and illustrator of the cover. So it's got a fruit tree with all kinds of fruits. I think we have apples and pears and lemons and grapes. So it's just a artist's rendition of a fruit tree with lots of different fruits. These might be maybe cherries. Anyway, it's a Finnish designer who used to work, I think, for Marimekko. I probably said that wrong as well. Anyway, it's a cloth back one. Some of the Hobonichi Techos are like more of a leather, but this one is a cloth back. It comes with 2 leather bookmarks with beads on the end. I'm not sure how I feel about the beads. Might remove them, but for now, they're in there. This comes packaged in a separate envelope, but it came with the cover. And then this object was separate. I'm not going to remove the clear plastic cover because that one is a little bit more involved to remove and to replace it than it was for this, and that's okay. So what's inside the day planner? Let me first start by saying, if you've never used one of these before, it has a really nice lay flat binding. It is a hand stitched, I believe, binding. So it's really delightful. the A6 Techo is a daily planner. So in the front, it comes with a year in advance of 2023 and 2024. It has these sort of could be used as like a habit tracker. Essentially, it's got every single day of the month telling you what day of the week it is, and then you can use the columns to mark off individual things. And this starts in December 2022 and goes through, I believe, March of 2024. So it's very extensive. We also have monthly calendars here at the beginning for December through, I believe, March of 2024 as well. And these all have the Monday start, Sunday end with Sunday in red. I really like that feature. I personally, although I am an American living in America, in the US, we don't usually find calendars that start with Monday. Usually they start with Sunday. It's very common to find planners that have weekly spreads that start on Monday, but not monthly calendars. So that's quite enjoyable for me. I really prefer that quite a lot. We have one kind of just plain grid page. It says turning the page to a new year. And then we have a page here that says January. And then we get into the daily planner section. And these have markings on the side to help you skip to a month. But we start with the first, which is on a Sunday this year. And we move through daily planning. It tells you the day of the week, the date, the month, the week number, and the moon cycle at the top. Let me skip ahead just about 2 weeks. So we have week 3 here shown. You can see the moon cycle has changed. At the end of every, at the bottom of every page, there is some quotes. We also have a small mini monthly calendar that shows you what days you're on. So this is the 18th and 19th of January. This is January, and it has the 18th and 19th circled. Let me skip ahead again. We have where it says week 10. We have our quote down here, and it just carries on through the year. Let's see, what else is there? We get to December here, 2023, and it ends right on the 31st of December. So the daily calendar does not extend at all between the years. It's only 2023. Then we have a few pages of dot grid. I believe all of the grids, whether they are line grids or dot grids, are 4 millimeters, I think. We have a small section for you to include important contacts. This is not a full address book. It just has 7 spots for you to include your most important contacts, your emergency contacts, family members that are very close, etc. It includes some international sizing charts for tops, shoes, hats, and rings. A conversion table. We also have the ruler on the side, which is about 13.5 centimeters and about 5.25 inches. We have this spread called My 100. I'm not entirely sure how one might use this. If you have ideas, I would love to know how you would use a 100 list. And I might implement that. We have the Expressing Yourself in Japanese section, the Secret of Japanese Sweets article, the personal notes where you include your name, address, and personal contact information. And then that's the end. So it's got a lovely cover. This on its own, for somebody who might just be keeping it on their desk every day and isn't a fan of having a really durable cover and really wants something very slim. This on its own is sold separately, I believe, and might be the preferred planner for some people. I'm going to go ahead and slip it back into the cover again, and then I will continue by showing you the accessories that I had purchased. Okay, so these objects are the accessories I purchased, and you may have seen me pulling them out as I was showing you the planner. This is called a page keeper, I think. It is just a piece of like acrylic acetate with some grommets and a piece of elastic, and it tucks in to the back pocket like so. And it helps you, although this has a lay flat spine, it helps you kind of either bookmark your page like so, or if you are getting near the end and it might be a little bit harder to get this piece to lay flat, you can use it to kind of facilitate that a little bit. So yeah, that is the purpose of that. I'm not entirely sure that this is the most useful accessory. I just thought that it was worth a try, and it was only a couple of dollars. So if I use it throughout the year or not remains to be seen, but I'm new to this system and I thought I would try it. Also highly recommended to me was this pencil board. Essentially it is just a piece of, again, like a kind of acrylic acetate. Am I using the right words for that? Don't know. It's very thin, and it's got the line grid on the one side with a sort of ruler, as well as a little tab that says today, and then the back side is for the most part blank with a ruler on the side. I believe this is a centimeter ruler on, well, this is a centimeter ruler. This one I think is just measuring the millimeters. There's no specific markings for centimeters. Anyway, the purpose of this, if you're not familiar, which you very well might be, is kind of multi-usable. You can simply use it as a bookmark to show what day is the current day. That is the most basic use of this. What a lot of people will use it for, though, is, for instance, if you're writing with any kind of pen, not just a fountain pen, it's very difficult to get crisp writing because this is a soft surface when you have many pages behind it. This is a soft surface. So you're not going to get crisp lines as if you were writing with a paper on a hard surface. So if you just tuck this behind here, you now have a hard surface behind your page, so you can get more crisp writing lines, as well as prevent indentation from your pen or pencil on the following pages. Now, obviously some pens also leak through, and it can prevent leaking to the following page, but of course it wouldn't prevent leaking to the backside of the same sheet. However, it can be very useful in preventing those indentations regardless of leaks that can often happen on your next page. So that's essentially the kind of multi-purpose use of that. It has card slots in the front. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use them for kind of turning this into my wallet. I carry a lot of cards, not just like spending cards, debit, credit cards, etc., but I carry lots of like insurance cards and things like that. I have 3 children who I'm responsible for the majority of their daily care, and so it is important to me to be able to have everything I need with me at all times. And so I don't know yet if I will stop using my wallet and just use this daily or not. We will see. I do know that this this cover does not properly fit a lot of postcards. So this is a 4x6 inch. The A4 size is slightly smaller in one dimension and then larger in the other, I think. Let's see. Oh, it's a little bit smaller both ways. Either way, there are postcards that might be more compatible with this size. Oh my goodness, I think it's just the A4 size postcards. Or sorry, not A4. I'm saying the wrong one. A6. A6 size postcards. However, this does fit in the back slot here quite okay. I think that I had tested it in this slot and it didn't fit as well, maybe. I mean, it does fit, but not quite as good. And I couldn't probably carry more than 2 or 3 postcards with me at a time if I wanted to carry postcards with me, but I could carry a couple and a couple stamps if I wished. Let me show you the comparison of the A6 Techo and the Paper Sisters Paper Traveler. So a lot of you might remember I used this Paper Traveler during my recent trip to the Los Angeles area so that I could send postcards for post crossing while I was there. As you can see, they are similar size. However, the Techo is just slightly, these are lined up here, is just slightly smaller than the Paper Traveler, but not by a whole lot. So I think that if I were trying to travel with a lot of postcards at once, I would keep them in here. This doesn't really replace that. However, if I wanted to have a couple with me, I could certainly fit a couple in here. As for the pen loops, there are 2 pen loops. If you wished to thread a pen through both of them at the same time to keep this together, you could certainly do so. It works quite nicely for that. Although this is a small pen, it does fit through and actually is a great size travel pen since it is so small. I think I forgot to show you just how small it is in my hand when holding the pen. This is quite tiny. I'm not sure how I'm going to like that. As I showed you, typically work with larger pens that fit in my hand a lot more comfortably. So I might specifically assign this pen to my planner, and I might use that for on the go only. I could also use multiple pens in here if I wished. This is perfectly set up to accommodate more than one pen. Now, it won't help keep this closed, but that might not be important for everybody because it is a book and naturally it kind of sits closed. So it's maybe not terribly important to have something through both pen loops at the same time. Anyway, that is everything from my JetPens order. I got all of this pen, and the converter for this pen. But yeah. Oh, I also purchased at that same order this refill kit so that I can test it out on this. And I bought the fountain pen cleaning kit. It comes with these open-ended cartridges, and this, I've used it, that's why it's not in here. I'm waiting for it to dry to place it back in here. It comes with this, It says for single use. That's because it is essentially a sterile syringe for ink cleaning purposes. You can definitely use it more than one time, but it's equipped with like a kind of rubber tip on here so that it can grip the open-ended cartridge, and you can use it to help flush out your pens, especially those pens that you're using cartridges or converters that it might not be as easy to clean. This definitely came in handy to clean this guy. So I guess I'm going to actually separate these so that it will dry faster so that I can put it away. The little zipper pouches these come in are very cute and very durable and reusable. So that is everything from my JetPens order. I appreciate you all watching this. I'm sorry if it's a little disjointed. If I forgot something, it's probably because I mentioned it in my original recording and kind of spaced it out, as you would. I think that that's okay because I think I covered everything important. Let me know what you think about the whole Vlogmas thing, your thoughts on that. What planner are you using next year? Have you decided? It took me a long time to decide, and I've never used a daily planner, so I don't know how this is going to go. I've always used a weekly planner. I'm familiar with the Erin Condren Vertical, the Plum Paper, the kind of various store brands of that style. And while I liked that style, I never found consistent use, and I used those for I think 7 or 8 years, and I've never filled one up. I end up getting very sidetracked by them because I don't find them to be what I need for my own brain's way of thinking. Maybe they're good for you. They weren't great for me. So trying to figure out a planner for this year was a difficult task, and I hope that this one works out. If it does not, it's okay. I think that some of us, it might take a long time to find a planner that works well for us. I've also tried A5 binders with planner inserts, and those to me ended up being too similar. I've also tried the one that has the disc bound. What are those called? I don't remember what those are called. That's the one I used this past year. You can get them at Michael's, but they're, the Happy Planner. I tried that. I didn't love that enough, and so I'm kind of going completely different with the format, and we'll see how that works for 2023. Let me know what your plans are, and yeah. I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.